Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Camera Talk, and I think quite a few people might be interested in my thoughts on the new Canon EOS 6D Mark II body. Now there's been some improvements on the original, noticeably getting 6 megapixels more on the sensor, which obviously is full frame, so we're going from about 20 to 26. They've increased the frame per second, basically from just over 4 frames per second to 6.5. They've increased the ISO ratings, going natively up to about 40,000 ISO, but you can expand that to 102, but most people won't be doing that. So basically it's more sensitive in low light situations. However, personally, my feelings on the new camera, obviously it can do 1080p video as standard, 60 frames per second, HD video, and obviously it's going to be slightly better in terms of its weather sealing than the previous version. It's going to have better autofocus points on there as well. I believe it's 41 cross type. So it's got better acquisition in terms of autofocus options versus the original 6D, which just had the 1 cross type. However, I think this isn't a good camera for Canon to bring out, because it doesn't offer much over the original 6D, in my opinion. But the biggest thing it's missing is 4K video, really. Basically, most manufacturers are doing that. Even the iPhone 7 does 4K video. So for a new camera to be released without that functionality is a big letdown, and I don't think for £2,000 it's worth the money. There's other options out there such as Sony and Panasonic, SLRs, mirrorless cameras that can do 4K video, and I think it's a big letdown for Canon. In terms of the new camera, it's hard to recommend it when there's the you could pick up probably second hand the 5D Mark III for probably £1,500. So it's probably hard recommend for me to recommend anyone to get the new Canon EOS 6D Mark II body at that price point of £2,000 with no 4K video. I think most people, especially YouTubers out there, and if you're someone who is a YouTuber and is looking for a camera, I would certainly recommend you don't get this because there's no 4K. Now, I personally don't use 4K in my videos, mainly because of memory size limitations. At some point I would probably want to move up to 4K video, especially if YouTube became optimized for 4K. At the moment I don't think it really is. So I would certainly say to a photographer, and if you're interested in doing low light photography and doing portraiture, this is a camera you might want to consider. However, if you're a videographer and you're looking for your new setup to do video, I would certainly recommend that you don't go for this one. I think and I feel Canon has not done the right thing yet. At one point Canon was the innovator of technology, and they seem to have fallen way behind the likes of Nikon and Sony, especially when it comes to video capabilities in the camera. Don't forget, Canon was the first camera manufacturer to introduce 180p video in still cameras. So I think Canon really needs to step up to the plate and innovate and lead the way when it comes to technology. Don't get me wrong, I love Canon equipment. It's reliable, I know how to use any Canon camera that I get my hands on, because the setup, the menus, they're all the same. One camera is like another camera. Some more expensive cameras like the 5D Mark III have extra bells and whistles, and obviously is full frame, opposed to crop sensor cameras with maybe less features. However, you pick up a Canon camera, you know how to use it. That's what's fantastic about the Canon system. The Nikon system, the Sony system, they all follow the same thing in terms of how they actually operate. So my message to Canon is, please start innovating technology into your equipment so that we can use our existing lenses on those bodies. You never know, in the future Canon might drop the mirror completely and go mirrorless. Only the future will show what Canon decide, and the markets do sort of help innovate or lead manufacturers to innovate new technologies. So thank you for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful.